World of Wellness 103, Joe. Can you believe 103 wellness weeks?
Yes.
Well, thank
Let's
God
do the math. That's 5 a year into 120 plus years.
I was thinking, thank God it's not one a year, because then that would really age us, right? Yep. So I'm excited. We have a big week this week, right? We have everyone coming in. We got healthy, free, organic food out front. We have the workshops going on. I like the streamlined version for summertime. We have all the healthcare professionals here to answer any questions. We have our newest functional nutritionist right here, Alicia Belak, doing a great job under your guidance, Joe.
Had a great workshop yesterday, Alicia and I. It was good.
Oh, yeah. What was that topic?
Well, we did our testing, and we also did lifestyle management from foundation to condition specific.
Oh, I like that.
And that's like in that pyramid I see.
Yeah, who doesn't need that, right? And we got the smoothie bar open. What's one of your new favorite smoothies this week?
This week? Wow, that's tough. I don't have a new favorite. I'm still Purple Haze. Love that Purple Haze.
Oh, little Jimi Hendrix. There we go. Haze. Well, my favorite, of course, is the chocolate peanut butter. And I'd like to know from the GOAT making his presence here, the one and only Mike Gallagher, number one sales professional in the world. Joe, did you know that?
Yeah, he told me.
I was going to say, if you didn't know, he will tell you. So
someone's got to be number one.
Yeah. No time to be humble, Mikey.
Nope.
So we appreciate you being so generous with your time. Before we get into everything we want to go over today, what's your favorite smoothie this week?
Well, I have to say the new chocolate proline greens with the Super Shake peanut butter, a healthy Reese's peanut butter cup is incredible. I am going to be making up some new flavors at 1 p.m. today. So,
well, let's back up a little bit, because I threw Joe a softball and he swung and missed. Right?
Exactly.
He went back to Purple Haze. 1968.
Jimmy,
yeah,
that was a good
I was
year,
born
Joe.
then, and that's when Purple Haze started. But no, you brought up a great point. So did I hear chocolate greens?
Yes, you did.
Oh, tell me more. How'd you do that? 'Cause that's the first question I get.
Well, we took the number one formula in our line, the proline greens, and we combined it with the number one flavor in the world, chocolate. And a lot of trial and error, working with behind the scenes with your son, super biochemist Zach Dorley, and we came up with this formula: chocolate proline.
He outdid himself on this.
Oh,
yeah,
he
really did.
He made up for now he's got a good 30 days of me not giving him a hard time. We get the 30-day pass, maybe till Labor Day, right? So no, he did a great job, and it was a total team effort. But he's running the ship up there at product development. So how does it taste? I mean, you hear about greens, right?
Yeah.
So our original flavor is what?
Apple cinnamon, Apple Jacks.
Yeah, it's Apple Jacks, right? Just like the old cereal watching cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So people are shocked that the original tastes so good.
Yep.
And then we didn't stop there, right? We took it to a whole new level, chocolate green. So
that's right.
What's some of the feedback you're getting on the flavoring? Because I heard some unique testimonials.
So the number one feedback I get is it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. A healthy Tootsie Roll. So I've had 6-year-olds love it, 11-year-olds love it, 81-year-olds love it, everybody in between. If you like chocolate, and who doesn't, you will love it.
Well, this gave me an idea.
Here we go.
Maybe we need to go the chocolate greens mixed with the purples or the reds and have a Tootsie Pop.
Whoa! We got to keep him around, Phil. Make a note. Keep Joe around. It's a great idea, Joe.
I thought you'd like that
one. I love that one.
Nice.
So yeah, we can, get real creative and have fun with it, right? Mm-hmm. Why not? So when we're looking at these flavorings, you have chocolate in the greens, right? You still get all the great nutrients in there. It's a nice way for people to try it that maybe aren't quite as hardcore as we are. And you had mentioned 6-year-olds. Well, we recently had Dr. Tracy Straub here doing her Mommy Apothecary book signing on a Friday. We had a nice crowd here, some good friends of ours. And it was interesting because Candace's son had the chocolate greens, and he didn't want to give it back, right? So he's drinking it. And then our friend Marcia's 2 kids were here, and same thing. They were drinking it, so we had it lined up out there. So people are really enjoying the chocolate greens. Very unique flavor. And what we're trying to do is get more people exposed to these types of flavors, because they may not be as excited to do the original greens. Yeah. Even though the greens, the first one really tastes great, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So do you do it straight, Mikey, or you do it in a smoothie? How do you do it?
You can do both, whichever you prefer. If you want the extra protein, mix it within the the best way, the super shake or the new ultimate shake, right? So we're going to talk about that at 1 p.m. All different ways we can mix it up or just straight up, just get that taste. And when it gets colder out, you can even add hot water, hot cocoa, healthy hot
Well,
chocolate.
you've heard Tootsie Roll. I've
Yeah.
heard better than Nestle Quick.
Uh-huh.
If you remember the old powder
Yes.
Nestle's Quick,
Yes.
you know, they had the chocolate and then the strawberry, not quite as good as the original. But I heard quite a few people said it tastes like Nestle's Quick.
Better than Ovaltine?
Well, I heard Ovaltine too.
Ah.
I think that was Dr. Len, right? Old school. And then the other one I heard was Swiss Miss Instant Cocoa, hot
Yes,
chocolate,
hot
right?
chocolate.
So a lot of different, positive compliments about how well it tastes. And I like putting it right into a smoothie. So I've been mixing right in with the vanilla or chocolate smoothie.
It fits perfect. You can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come down this week and try out all the samples. If you can't make it in, Joe, what do you do?
If you can't make it in, give us a call, 412-922-9355. We got Dr. O in the crowd.
Here we go. Come on, hey, I got the newest member of the show. Hey, we got the Tonight Show here. Come on, come on.
Special guest star.
Yeah.
So one specific patient who's just so antagonistic. Why are you coming back? Why did you come to fight with me? Did you come to argue about everything that it is we do here? It's like, is this your entertainment?
Yes.
Come on, really? So this specific person really liked the chocolate greens and was effervescing about them and was like, it's about time you did something right. So, right?
Wow.
So I graciously, on behalf of the team, on behalf of my colleagues, on behalf of the clinic, I graciously accept the compliment. We did something right.
Thanks, Doc. We've been waiting a long time for that, so glad to hear it. No, that's the exciting part is that, we're getting more and more people involved in making the world healthy. And sometimes it takes getting real creative. That's why we have the recipe book, which has the purple haze, has the JD chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup smoothie. It has the, some of the classics, the orange dreamsicle, of course. So many great flavors. And, if you're not really sure or haven't tried some of these, come on down. The bar is open. Is it open?
The bar is open.
Always
The bar
open.
is always open. Bobby's
So-
not here. Where is he?
That's okay.
He's at the bar.
So we're gonna have
Right in
fun
the
with
juice
this,
machine.
right?
Yep. Right in the
So if
juice
you want to come down today, we have all the juices in the juice machine. I love how the chocolate greens is in there.
Yep.
Plus, got the Vitamixer ready to mix up any smoothie requests that we have. And today we're gonna go, off the cuff a little, Joe.
Off the cuff.
So we have Mike. Of course, we give him a hard time. It's only because we love him and that we want to hear all his incredible stories from the field. Because this guy is a road warrior, Joe. So what does that
Yes,
mean?
he is. He's always on the road. Out there, 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Mike's on the road. This is probably the last great road warrior from our generation. He's going to go strong. When you retire, Mike, they're going to have to rename it.
Retire from what?
Yeah. There it is.
No.
Good
Set it
answer.
up.
Last of the Mohicans.
Yes.
Right.
So let's hear about it because people may not realize what a road warrior is. So
Yeah.
what do you do each and every day? Who are you going out there to see? What are you doing?
I'm looking for any certified healthcare practitioner that is open to us learning whatever condition they're seeing in their clinic, their practice. We're there for them to help them, support them, give them different ideas, suggestions, things that I've seen personally in the last 30 years that I've seen work. We pass that information on. I learn from them and we just share, right? So we work with whether holistic dentists, whether chiropractors, whether functional medicine, medical doctors, and everybody in between, pharmacists. So it's a big network that we're all connecting everybody to. We all learn from each other and help each other out.
Mike, one of the things you do better than everybody is the staff trainings.
He didn't hear that, Joe. Say
One
it
of the
again.
things that you do better than
One of the
everybody,
things.
staff trainings. How
Yes.
many staff trainings a week do you do?
Oh, yeah. I try to get at least 2 or 3 a day, right? So it just depends on their clinic, the way it's set up, how big they are.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can get the whole staff involved, learning and listening and hearing the right verbiage and how these formulas work and the right dosage, it matters a lot. Because a lot of times, the doctor's working with them and they're going over their whole profile and evaluating, and they're making recommendations. But sometimes, they're busy in a hurry. They'll pass them on to the office manager, receptionist at the front desk. And if they know that same information, it matters a lot because now everybody's on the same page.
I've seen it. You have them, they line up the chairs in a circle and class is in session. Yes, absolutely.
And that's all. Again, we're a teacher, that's what we really are, is teaching people how these formulas work and how to get the best results.
Well, the young lady was just sitting here and had a question about when the doctor tells the patient it's bone on bone. So let's hear your background with a situation like that. I say it's advanced degeneration, right? And if you go to a surgeon, expect them to do surgery. That's what they do. And it doesn't mean that it's always a bad idea. However, it should not be the first recommendation. It should not be the first line of therapy or treatment. It should be more of the last resort. So do you work with clients locally that are dealing with patients with bone on bone and joint problems?
Yeah. So first of all, that whole that terminology, bone on bone, one of the things Dr. Weiner taught me many years ago, that really 99.9% of people do not have bone on bone. True bone on bone means you would be bedridden. You couldn't even stand. That's true bone on bone. Just because they can't see the cartilage on the x-ray doesn't mean you don't have any. Because again, if you're able to walk, you have actually cartilage. And if we give the body the right nutrients, and we've seen numerous cases through the years, not making any claims, of course
not.
But we've seen people use our HA plus, the capsules or the powder. And if they take it the right amount and for long enough, over time, those knees will get better and better. That bone on bone will no longer be there. And we've had some incredible
So you
results.
can actually regenerate new cartilage?
That's right.
Yes.
So what are the nutrients in this HA plus you're referring to, and why does that work so well?
Yeah, so it's a patented trademark ingredient called BioCell, which is a type of collagen with chondroitin. And, you have to go back to the whole history of these type of formulas. So originally there was glucosamine, and back in the 80s. And for some people, about 50%, if you took the right form, glucosamine sulfate, the right amount, 1,500 milligrams a day. And for about 50% of the population, it did help within 3 months. But that still leaves 50% of the population it doesn't absorb. So in the 90s came out hyaluronic acid, which is basically a precursor to glucosamine. It's in the same family, a cousin, but that works about 75% of the population, still leaves about 25%. So in the 2000s, it came out BioCell, and they figured out a way to shrink that molecule 600 times smaller. And therefore, it actually is the most absorbable hyaluronic acid on the market, 99.9% absorption rate. And we get the best, fastest results with that formula. And you combine it, the plus is glucosamine and MSM, and it's a winning formula. It's actually a huge, huge formula through the years. It's one of the number one formulas here at the clinic. And again, we've had great success if we take the right amount.
So what is the right amount?
Well, the latest research on that formula, if you're doing the capsules, and this is a key word, if you're in pain, 8 a day. 8 a day
8 is enough?
8 is enough, right? So let's split that up. So 4 breakfast, 4 dinner, or, split throughout the day. But you got to get the 8 a day in. Once you feel that pain relief, then we can lower the dosage, to 2 to 4. The other really cool thing about that formula is that it also will help with the skin. So that capsule formula actually has several PubMed studies on it. Collagen, we know it's great for the skin. Taking 4 capsules a day for 3 months significantly improved fine lines and wrinkles. So it's not just.
Well, I think I need some for the fine lines and the wrinkles.
Everybody, right? So it's not just going to help with the joints, the knee pain.
So
the
they
back
could
pain.
do this in place of that, all those topicals that you see commercials for, that it doesn't really work because of the size of that molecule.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
So it's a really incredible formula. I strongly recommend everybody.
Yeah, and I looked at some of the cosmeceuticals, they call them, like at Nordstrom's or whatever.
Yeah.
These usually retail for $100 to $199.
Yeah.
And how much are the doses in those products? Have you looked at them?
Traces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very small amounts.
Yeah.
I think you called it fairy dust, and you at one point.
Right. Little Little
Just
sprinkle.
sprinkle a little in
Little
there.
So when you
sprinkle.
need a therapeutic result,
Sure.
use the HA Plus. Do you like to do a Joe Messino bundle where you combine it with something else? And if so, what would be the top three? HA Plus one.
Yep.
What's the other two you would
Well,
bundle?
the newest of the new in the world of anti-inflammatories is SPM, stands for Specialized Pro-Resolving Mediators. I've had incredible results with this, folks. And this is an extract from omega-3 fish oil. So it's like fish oil on steroids. It does everything that we know about the benefits of omegas: pain, brain, heart, eye, skin, hair, hormone, and 500 other things. But
You're gonna
works
give us an
even
alphabetical
faster.
order or 1 to 500?
Yeah.
Wow.
But even faster, it goes to the source of that pain inflammation. It calms it down, resolves that inflammation, as Joe Messina would say. And now, when you combine that with the HA Plus, it's going to work even faster. You don't need to take that long.
Mostly because a lot of the joint issues is long-standing systemic inflammation, right? It's not that they just banged their knee or got injured their knee that day or that week. This is going on for months and years, maybe decades.
That's right.
So that inflammation's deep, and that's where SPMs come in.
And SPM, what are we looking at on dose? Because we learned
Mhm.
about HA Plus 4 to 8 per day.
Yeah.
What about SPM?
Yeah, so through trial and error and going through lots of different clinics, hearing what's out there, our own clinic here, what I've really found with the SPMs, if you're in pain, let's put a number on it, 1 to 10. If it's 5 or higher, we get the fastest results with the temporary loading dose, 6 a day with the SPM. If it's 4 or less, 4 a day. Okay.
Divided doses.
Right? So split that up. Once they feel the pain relief, then we back it down to 2 a day, right? So again, temporary. Now, you can take extreme. Dr. Bob Rakowski, right? He takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, what's his dosing?
Well, Bob likes to supercharge your body, and his is 1 every waking hour. And so some people, there are cases where they didn't need to take that it dramatically helped.
Yeah, I like how
as
you're
well.
open-minded, and you like to experiment with the dosing.
Mhm.
I find for me personally, 3 twice a day. If I have some kind of acute flare-up with my neck or I knocked my hip out a few weeks ago. So you can experiment and use different dosing. But I'm thinking that 4 to 6 a day is really where you start getting acute relief.
That's
I
right.
have gone up to 9 just for a day or two. And I was shocked at the amount of pain I was in that day. And within an hour the one day, I can feel relief.
You can feel it fast. I would just add one more thing to that, Mike. The transdermal CBD cream.
Always got one up your sleeve.
Boy, you add that on, and I'll tell you what, if it is something that's localized, if that pain is in a specific spot, add the transdermal cream, and it's going to get through the skin because of the lipoderm and directly into the bloodstream, and you feel it fast.
That's right. Yep. And the other thing too is we want to also be a little realistic, right? If you just started getting arthritis, 40-year-old with arthritis, it's going to work a lot faster than a 70-year-old who's had arthritis for 30 years, right? So get realistic, give it a chance, a couple months, but once you start feeling it, then we back it down.
Yeah, we actually had a local doctor who tore his meniscus, remember?
Yes.
So real painful. And he's a single practitioner office, right? So he doesn't have a huge staff for other doctors to rely on. So his plan was to wait and get the surgery over the Christmas holiday, right? And he called and we recommended what?
HA Plus.
And how many a day? 8?
6 to 8, yeah, at the time, right? That's all we did.
So the first month he called, he says, I don't feel anything. Second month, same thing. Third month he called and said, can I be feeling it? I said, well, I don't know. You tell me, right? And he did feel it. And he says by about the 5th or 6th month, it was gone. And here we are now. It's got to be 10 years ago. He has not ever had surgery.
That's right.
So we're not making any
prevent
claims here, of
surgery.
course. But there's a gentleman that we helped prevent and postpone having knee surgery.
Yep.
Exactly.
A major surgery. Yeah.
Every surgery is major.
That's right.
Unless it's on someone else.
Yeah.
Then it's not so major.
That's right. Yeah.
So there's a great protocol, folks, for any kind of joint. Maybe you have joint degeneration disease, maybe osteoarthritis, maybe you have a torn meniscus, maybe your ACL was torn, maybe you have a sprain or strain in there too. So great protocol, HA Plus, SPMs, and transdermal CBD cream.
Mm.
So, Joe, why does that make that so special, that cream, compared to what they'd find at the
Well,
gas
yes,
stations?
because one word, transdermal.
Oh,
All
what's
right?
that mean?
That means that it's going to get through every layer of skin and into the bloodstream. Everything else is a topical. And that means it's going to pretty much lie on the surface. It won't get through all the epidermis, all the dermis. It'll stay out on the outside, not get into the blood. There's the big difference. That's what makes it work. It's the same technology they use in hormone creams.
Oh, there you go.
Same technology.
Yeah,
Lipoderm.
it's all about the delivery. I actually was just
Yep.
doing a Zoom training with a hormone doctor, and he says, his manager says, people aren't getting results. I says, what type of cream are you using? They weren't using a lipoderm.
Mm.
Therefore, not having
And
the
not
same
getting
results.
it through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of ways to, or a lot of formulas out there. You got to make sure it has the right delivery to make it more bioavailable. So I love the protocol. We have HA plus, SPMs, and the transdermal CBD cream.
Yep. Everywhere, any joint on the body. I mean, even soft tissue as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had a lot of people use it for headaches on their temples, the transdermal cream, right?
Mhm.
Rub it there. You can rub it on the muscles. It can give you relief there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, we've
So,
had people
lots
here.
of uses.
Yeah, I remember when we first came out with it here at the clinic. I think it was a 70-year-old. He was going to have hip surgery. All he did was try a sample of that CBD cream, and he just walked up and back. Took him a few times, but he started feeling a relief within minutes. And that's powerful when you see it
Well,
work
that's
that quick.
exciting. Gives people hope,
Yeah,
Yes.
it sure does.
right? And we were talking, like I said, to the young lady earlier. And look, you can always do the surgery later. When's the best time to have surgery? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
day.
Never today, right?
No.
And
It's like
same with
that. It's like that sign at the crab restaurant.
Free.
Free crab tomorrow.
Yeah.
Only a day away, Joe.
So you got to make sure that you're utilizing all the tools and resources you can before you go drastic with a medication or a surgery.
Exactly.
So we're not anti-surgery. We just don't want it to be the first action you take. Let's keep it last, right? As a last
Exactly.
resort. So I love that, Mike. Great help, especially this time. And people are more active in the summertime, biking, walking, boating, playing tennis, swimming, whatever they're doing. What do you like to do in the summer to keep yourself active and be in the outdoors?
Biking, a big biking fan. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there we
biking.
go.
Yep. So North Park is great place to be.
A comfortable seat
Yeah.
on that bike.
Yeah.
That could be a
I
little,
know.
little dangerous.
I know,
on the
Joe. I
old,
got the extra
prostate
cushion
there.
for you.
Okay. All right.
Extra cushion
Just
for
looking
you.
out for you, Mike.
Yeah, it's easier on the joints, obviously, with biking. So great time
Yeah,
of
and
year.
it's fun to be outside
Yeah.
and experience nature.
Yeah.
I went for a walk Sunday morning, first in the city and then at the park. It's just beautiful to be outside, especially this time of year. But I walk year round. How about you, Joe? What gets you outside and going?
The pool.
Oh,
I found I'm getting this love of swimming back. I mean, it's amazing what swimming can do for you.
you wear
know?
a swimming cap to keep that hair looking so good, or what?
Nah, we just go slick back on that.
All right.
Yeah, we let it slick.
So you like to swim? Is
Like
this
to.
more joy swimming, or are you doing
No,
couple
joy swimming.
laps?
Just making sure that I'm getting the muscles stretched in the water, and then I get a little resistance training too, throwing the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit of everything in.
They're fun to throw when they're real young. As they get bigger, there's
It's getting harder.
a
and
turning
harder.
point where you're like, no more,
Yeah.
right? But no, it's having fun. See you laughing with the grandkids and the kids and everything. Being outside, swimming, biking, walking, boating, hiking, whatever it may be.
Boating. I like that too.
I
Yeah.
like it all. And my favorite place outside, of course, is the beach.
Mhm.
What beach? Any beach. And the great thing is when you're done, you come off there, you smell like the beach, right? So a lot of fun and a lot of activities. So we have this cool thing for Christmas in July going on. We have the Wellness Week. We have Christmas in July. And we made some cool bundles, right?
Mhm.
So the other one I really like is have your cake and eat it too. Don't you want to have your cake and eat it too?
Absolutely.
All through
So
time.
what is that bundle, Mikey? Do you remember what's in that bundle?
Remind me again on that. Joe.
Glucose.
And Berberine
hey,
Plus.
Here we
There you
go.
go.
Oh, okay.
Got them filled in with.
Yeah.
Man.
These
All right.
Christmas
So
bundles.
Glucolize and Berberine Plus. Let's hey honey, let's hear about why do they work? How can you use them? Are they acute or chronic? Do you have to be
Yeah.
diabetic? Break it down, Mikey.
Well, anybody could take it because blood sugar is a major issue. Every time you eat, it does increase blood sugar. But if it's this issue where it's your diagnosis, right, pre-diabetic, type 1, type 2, then obviously we have to take it to the next level. We have to.
So let's back up. You gloss over that. There's type 1,
Yep.
type 2, and type 3. So what's the
Right.
difference?
Type 1 is basically your pancreas is shut down. You need insulin to survive, right? Now, can we reverse that? No. Can we help complement the medication so you don't need to take as much?
Yeah, the goal would be to cut back on the insulin.
Yes, right. And not have the crash and burn
So what
days.
about type 2? What's going on there?
Yeah, well, that's basically where we can dramatically help type 2, where your pancreas is making extra amounts and we're really trying to help stabilize it, as you know. So that one is I feel
That's lifestyle caused and lifestyle cured.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's lack of activity and too much consumption of sugar.
That's
So
right.
what happens, you have all the sugar circulating in the blood. That's why you have high blood sugar. And the body will try and compensate by producing more and more insulin, right? But it's not working because it's not attaching to the cells well. It's not getting the sugar inside the cell to be burned in the mitochondria and the blast furnace. So you have this floating excess sugar, which can be very pro-inflammatory, right? So things like metformin are going to be able to make your cells more sensitive. That's why we take that approach with the glucolyze. So type 1, no insulin production. Type 2, you're producing it, but you're not using it well, so the response is produce more. What about type 3, Joe? That's a very, new terminology that we're hearing.
I've heard it applied in several different scenarios. One, to seniors with dementia, and also the diseases of the brain. They're calling that a long-term type 3 diabetes because of the effect of sugar on the brain. And the other is applied to kids, young adolescents that are becoming they don't want to call them type 2 diabetics. That used to be called adult onset diabetes. Remember, over 40.
And type 1 was juvenile because you were usually born with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But type 3, it's now lifestyle occurring in children.
Yeah, and both of those are accurate, Joe. I've also heard it where you can have a combination of type 1 and type 2 as well. So that's
so they're on a little insulin, but they're not type 1.
Yes.
I think that's the most
they
dangerous.
call that a 1.5. So basically it's like when you shut the faucet off after you brush your teeth and it still drips. So they're dripping insulin, but it's not enough to do anything. And the challenge is if the doctor, looks at it, the wrong way and says, well, you're still producing it, they're going to need insulin. Yeah. So that's the issue out there. We know that the challenge is that the onset is usually about 4 to 7 years from the time it really starts. That's when you're getting diagnosed because it's a silent killer, right? Some of the symptoms to look for is excess thirst, right? Fatigue, especially after meals, right? Inability to lose weight, right? And then an interesting one for type 1 is actually extreme weight loss.
That's right. Yes.
I remember the
Especially when it
quarterback,
happens younger and younger.
Yeah, Jake Cutler on the Bears years ago. In the month of October, he lost 25 pounds. And it took the doctors weeks to figure out what was going on. And then finally someone said to him, I think it was a coach or a friend said, hey, you may want to check diabetes. He says, I'm not a diabetic. And sure enough, type 1.
Wow.
So always be in tune with your body. Your body's going to know right away if something's wrong. So what are some of the solutions? I like having a shake a day, at least one. So what shake do you recommend for people with blood sugar imbalances?
I would say go right with the Super Shake Vanilla and the Pro Oranges.
Yeah,
right? And first choice.
You approve,
Absolutely.
Mikey?
100%. That's right. So the protein will help stabilize the blood sugar, any type of good quality protein, right? And then the Pro Oranges, from a fruit and vegetable standpoint, will actually help because there's green coffee bean extract in there, which helps slow the release of chlorogenic acid, the blood sugar, the insulin in there. So it's a really unique fruit and veggie drink. Gives you energy all at the same time. And again, most diabetics are tired, especially fatigue, especially after lunch. Really tough time for them. So just doing a shake or even just a Pro Oranges after lunch can really help give them the energy.
Your beverage.
Make
that your
that's
beverage.
right. And give them the energy and help with your blood sugar. So from a fruit and veggie, from a food standpoint, that's what they are, food. That's a really good combination there.
So how do you take the glucose?
So the glucose, I get the best results typically 30 minutes before your two major meals.
So you need
breakfast
4 a
and dinner.
day.
4 days,
Yeah.
the clinical dose. There are cases, extreme cases of blood sugar where some people need 6, but typically 4 works the best. And if you take it 30 minutes prior to eating, it will also have a little appetite suppressant benefit as well. If you forget, no worries, just take it with your food. But again, there's a little detail, right? That can give you better
the reason
results.
the 4 is important is because that gives you the right amount of cinnamon. And that's the 1,000 milligrams. You get 502 caps. You get 4. You get 1,000. That's where the studies were done.
That's
on
right.
cinnamon.
Yeah, I did on diabetes care way back when, like 2003, and they found even at 1 gram a day, about 18%, almost 20% reduction in blood sugars. So if you come in around 200, it gets you down to 160 just by doing cinnamon.
Mhm.
But we have other nutrients in it that
Yes.
make your cells more sensitive to insulin's actions. Things like chromium, vanadium, right? Alpha lipoic acid, gymnema.
That's right.
These are all really key nutrients to make your cells more sensitive so that the insulin it can do its job, which is to get the nutrients inside the cell, and then the cell can burn them so that you're not having that excess sugar floating around the cells. And then what about the Berberine Plus? How do you recommend that?
Berberine Plus, that's coming in a liquid. Okay. It also has cinnamon in it. So I would say a dropper full twice a day.
Well, there you go. There's our bundle for blood sugar. And, they talk about pre-diabetes or type 1, type 2, type 3. It doesn't matter. It's all lifestyle related. And it's also blood sugar management, right? That's really the key.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So what are some of the latest testimonials you heard from the field? Anything you want to share with us that's really exciting?
Well, I got to tell you, we had the Air Max challenge, and now we have the strawberry Air Max challenge. That took it to a new level. I haven't had a single person. I've been in Florida and in Dallas, and everybody loves the strawberry. It's great.
Well, we were in
great
the
improvement.
pharmacy down in Florida, Carrollwood Pharmacy,
Uh-huh.
and it's gone through a transition. It was sold by the last owner, Dan, and the new owners are really nice. And we went in there, and the lady was talking to us, and we told her about the Air Max. She goes, "None of my patients like chewables or powders." I said, "Do you like them?" She says, "No." That's probably why. So she had just brushed her teeth after lunch, and she didn't want to do the Air Max strawberry, so we had her take it for later, put it in her a white coat pocket. How you doing, buddy? And then she actually emailed us about an hour and a half later
Uh-huh.
and says, "I am shocked. This tastes fantastic. I think my patients and customers will like it."
Gotta get that doctor recommendation, aren't
Yep,
they? Yes,
absolutely.
they are.
That's what it takes
That's what it
sometimes.
takes. Yeah. So
Yeah, so that's
been a big
strawberry.
hit, Mike.
Yeah, that's strawberry again. Great flavor. We went through a lot of different samples on that. I know it was a long time in the process, over 2 years, from start to finish. And
But we did it, right?
we did it
Okay.
again. Zach, fantastic job with that.
Mhm.
And whether you're young or old, strawberry. And again, that formula just by itself
Mhm.
has Air Max by itself. It's really still a bad time of year right now. Air quality. Just yesterday, it showed up here in the
146, I think it
bad
was, right?
during the 4th of July. It was red alert, 4th of July weekend. So anybody with any serious respiratory issues, lung
Mhm.
issues, sinus issues, they should try that Air Max. Anybody?
Well, not only that, too. I mean, we're hearing more and more about quercetin every day and how important it is for so many things, for calming cytokine storms and crushing spike proteins, and just this, it's so powerful. And it's just one of the nutrients
Right.
in Air Max.
Right, liver, right, as well. So it goes on. Yeah. So again, powerful anti-inflammatory.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so when you combine it with the other things in a chewable, and you get faster delivery system in a
Yeah.
chewable than the capsule. So again,
Directly into the bloodstream.
we're sampling it here. So try the new strawberry Air Max. Fantastic.
Well,
Did you try it yet? What do you have to say about that, Mike?
We've heard that even from doctors say, I feel 100%. I say, yeah, doc, just try it. See what you think. 15 minutes later. Yeah.
all right. Well, that's what we
right.
have here.
Yeah.
Do we have any samples or travel
We
sizes?
sure
Joe?
do. Yes, Yes, we do. They're out there in the kitchen.
And 15
The
minutes
bar is
later,
open.
15 minutes later, I can see him breathing better. And I always ask him, Doc, are you okay? They're like, oh, I can breathe better. I can think clear. I'm like,
Right.
well, I'm confused because you told me you were 100%.
Uh-huh.
I said, maybe not. You never know till you try it.
Well, that's great. We are excited to share the new flavor. You got now the original sweet tart,
Mm-hmm.
the citrus, and then you have the sweet, which is the strawberry. So either one, we make sure we got them covered, Joe. Some kids actually like sour, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
The
Sour Patch
candies,
flavor.
yeah, Sour Patch. All the different types of candies. But
Mm-hmm.
the Air Max is a nice way too of giving the kid candy, but also
Without
giving them
giving them
nutrients
candy.
without them
Yeah.
realizing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that is what I hear. This tastes like candy.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Well,
Awesome
there's
drink.
a couple of new formulations, a couple of new recipes that we have out there. What about any updates on any of the case studies you've done before? I know one of our favorites of all time is the Parkinson's case study. So maybe you can do a little review on that one for everybody because
Sure.
it's been a while since people saw it.
Yeah. So this was
First of all, it's a diagnosed case of Parkinson's. Right?
yes, yes, diagnosed case. So one of my other accounts came back from a seminar, and he told me that a lot of emerging research on even higher levels of CoQ10 than previously thought. So in the past, we always recommended 1,200 milligrams of CoQ10 because that. But
Mhm.
he said that if we can bump that up to 2,400 milligrams, 2,400s, it can have dramatic difference. So I started telling other practitioners again, just sharing this information. You
Right.
never know who might have it and who might not. So one of my other accounts, chiropractor, he said, well, I'm going to try this. In fact, even better, I'm going to film it, right? Because it's one thing to do after you show the after, but it's rare to
Yes.
see the before
And the progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he also does kinesiology testing, and he also tested them for the fish oil, the omega 3D,
Mhm.
and he also tested them for the liquid CBD because most Parkinson's have trouble sleeping. So he took the CBD at night, and he did the fish oil as well as. But to get that 2,400 milligrams, it's almost impossible unless you're doing it with the chewable.
Right.
And so we've been able to do it with our now Enter CoQ10, used to be formerly Power CoQ10. But now 600, we just switched the name, same formula. And our CoQ10 is 300 CoQ10 along with 300 DMG, which will also help the absorbability of it.
Mhm.
So that'd be 8 a day.
So 2,400 CoQ10, 2,400 DMG.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So first of all, I'm hearing you can go to extremely high therapeutic doses, Joe,
Mhm.
with 100% confidence that it's safe and effective.
100% confidence. Yeah, because the LD50, which is the lethal dose, they tried to find that with DMG.
Could not.
They couldn't find it.
They went up to 4,000, not milligram doses. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Can't
That
do
was
it.
at
Yeah.
Clemson University
Right.
30 years ago and said, as Dr. Kendall would say, this breaks down so you do not.
Can't take too
Right.
much.
So that would be 8 a day of the Enter CoQ10. So we want to do it earlier in the day. So it's 4 in the morning, 4 at noon.
Okay.
Right? Because again, if you take it later in the day, it could stimulate, could have trouble with sleep. So we did 2 omegas, 2 fish oil.
You don't agree,
the
Joe? I
liquid
don't
CBD.
I don't
agree.
agree. You know what?
Right.
I take my last one right before I go to bed. And
The DMG?
the Enter
Oh, the
CoQ10.
CoQ10.
Usually with his double espresso, too.
Right. Well, it's a lot of things, caffeine going on there. But anyways, but for this situation, that's what he did. He filmed it and he just tracked his progress. And every month he started getting better and better. All right. And then, again, as you're getting better, you don't need as much. So then we started transitioning slower and lower dose.
This is right on the
Right.
website. Go to
Yes.
nutritionalfrontiers.com.
Yep.
Go to education on the
Right.
testimonials.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
And I remember the first month, he said his people in his church couldn't believe, his physical therapist couldn't believe it, the medical doctor couldn't believe the results he was seeing. Everybody was
His
shocked.
bicycle couldn't believe it.
Right, first time in 8
The thing
years
had cobwebs on
riding
it.
a bike, smiling,
Well, not only
turning.
that, if you look at his disposition, right?
Yeah.
The smile on his face, right? His eyes looked alive again.
Yep.
He got a new lease on life.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
And speaking of new lease on life, how about your Aunt Mary Pat?
Well, that was
This
our
is-
original
Let's hear it.
Parkinson's. Yes. Diagnosed with Parkinson's 25 years ago. 20 years ago, we put her on the original Dr. Perlmutter protocol. 1,200 milligrams of CoQ10. Didn't have the chewable yet. 1,200 of the CoQ10, 4 to 6 grams of omega-3. And his original protocol was to get glutathione stimulated as well. We didn't have an oral one at the time, so she was either getting cream or an injection of glutathione. And then over the years, we added D3, and over the years, we added CBD. But then once Enter CoQ10 was available with the chewable and CoQ10 and DMG, that made the biggest difference in the world. Game changer. Now, with her, we've had her here speaking in workshops when people can't believe she's a 25-year patient of Parkinson's.
And you would have no idea.
No, you would never know it.
Nope.
And sure, she takes her Parkinson's meds, full disclosure, okay? But so do thousands of people, and they get worse.
So Michael J. Fox and
Right.
Muhammad Ali.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
And then here's the beautiful thing. He hasn't regressed. 5 years later, no regression. He's been able to lower the dosage.
We need to invite him to the PTE.
Absolutely.
Get the limo out, Joe.
Yeah. So we can help if people give us an opportunity, a chance. That's all we ask.
So we're looking for. So we're live here at World of Wellness, the Wellness Week number 103. You can't physically make it, and a lot of people are on vacation this week. So our team was very generous to extend the sale, Joe.
Not just extended, it's the whole month.
Well, while supplies last.
Christmas in
So
July.
get on the horn. Give us a call. What's the phone number?
412-922-9355.
Yeah, so if you're not in town, we can ship it anywhere you want. You still do you get the discount?
Yes, you do.
And what's
You
the
get that
discount this
discount.
time?
30% is back. And boy, are people loving it. And you know what? If you need something for a family member, you can buy it, have it shipped to them wherever they are in the country,
Joe.
right?
Yep.
You must really love your family, Joe.
Well,
Shipping them products all over. I do.
That's the rumor.
I ship to my dad. I ship to my sister, my brother, my friends.
Yep.
People have their favorite protocols. And speaking, we were talking about before, joint health. My dad's 83, right? He looks like Philly Phil. The guy
Still mows the lawn, right?
5 acres. He was up on the roof 2 years ago. I had to pull him down off of there and tell him you can't do it. And he's on 3. He golfs 3 days a week and he bowls 3 days a week. Still cutting the grass, still moving around great. And he actually had a knee injury as a kid. They were hiking and playing, and this rock really crushed his knee because you can see where it's damaged. The only thing that helps him is the HA Plus with the transdermal CBD cream. So
Can't beat that combo.
I know, because he says he doesn't like to bother me, right? So I stopped by there and he was out. I go, how long you been out, Pop? Oh, a couple of days. It's starting to act up again. I said, well, yeah, we're going to send you enough so you don't have to. But no, there's an example of taking the HA Plus, taking the cream.
Right.
And he said it's enough to take the edge off that he can be active. And most importantly, he's not doing the surgery. You know why? He said, at my age, how long is the recovery? He said, I'm off for 3 or 4 months. He goes, what's the other leg going to be like? He says, I'll never come back. And he started citing these multiple people he knows in the community that had this done. And, the other thing that sticks in my mind about my dad, he grew up on a farm, really poor. And he always said, a couple things. When my mom would be doing all these diets in the 70s, he said that NutraSweet, that Sweet and Low, that Cremora for the creamer, and all these things she was doing, the margarine, he says, that stuff will kill you first.
That's right.
And he was right.
He was.
So he didn't realize why. He just knew that the fake food, as he calls it, is going to be really damaging to your body. So he's active, he keeps his weight good, and he always says, I eat to live, I don't live to eat, right? So he eats just enough, and that's it. So that's the hope we're looking for. 83 years old, golfing multiple days a week, bowling, cutting grass, traveling. So that's all we're trying to do, folks, and that's a simple protocol, HA Plus and CBD cream. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. So, Mikey, why don't you share one more with us of maybe a testimonial or one of your clients' patients or somebody you met this week?
Well, I just talked to one of my other accounts about Lyme issues, right? And we know
we have them coming in here already this week. With Lyme.
And she personally had it herself. Her husband had it. We helped them, and then she's starting to see like kids with this now, like pop up. So, there's lots of different ways we can help with Lyme. There's lots of different theories on it. I've seen a lot of different ways, but I've gotten the best results. So typically we always focus on the symptoms first, right? So typically it's pain or brain issues. So if it's pain, I'm getting the best results with the SPM, 6 a day for adults. If it's brain issues, brain fog, all those issues, brain boost, 6 a day. If it's a combination, you could do both, right? But the Lyme itself, how do we destroy those spirochetes? And there's lots of different theories on this. And again, working with some very intuitive doctors, they've taught me things as well. And what they've told me that if we take DMG, one chewable in the morning, okay, and one of the things DMG does is it increases oxygen in the cell, and spirochetes can't survive in an oxygen-rich environment, right? And along with Immunomax, either capsule or chewable, okay, along with vitamin D, 5,000, or you could do our Super K2, right? Or you could do the liquid, but 5,000 D. So it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle, and we're giving the body all the right pieces. And then we do CBD at night, okay? That combination, I get incredible results within
And
one
Mike,
bottle.
isn't this one of the times where less is more?
This is one of those times less is more.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Yeah, because the way
intrigued.
it's been explained to me, if we give the body a tremendous amount, whether it's antibiotics or medication or
Too much.
supplements, sometimes the spirochetes feel, once they feel they're under attack, that's when they bury themselves and hide in that
Then we're in
biofilm.
trouble.
But if we sneak up on it and give it just a small amount of the right ingredients, bam, we destroyed it. We destroyed most of it. Okay. There's one more thing. If you think you've had Lyme for longer than a year, okay, or diagnosed for longer than a year, we add the Pro Reds, 1 scoop, because now it's in your bloodstream and it's circulating everywhere. Does Pro Reds by itself destroy spirochetes? No, but when you put it with the DMG, the Immunomax, the vitamin D, and the CBD, it will actually destroy the spirochetes in the blood. So working with the new account, he had Lyme's, his wife had Lyme's, right? She didn't do the whole protocol. He did. He feels 100% better within one bottle, right? So
this is an example of don't overdo it.
in this case,
Yep.
Less
Give a
is
lower
more.
dose.
Lower
It
dose.
sidles right up to it, Joe, without it realizing it,
That's
and then
right.
it starts working.
That's right.
Well, this is incredible. I could
Good stuff.
spend all day on here learning from you and learning from Joe. So thanks so much. Any parting shots for all your fans?
Yeah, on top of everything else, folks, make sure you find something to be thankful for. You keep that attitude of gratitude, and we promise you, you will live long and prosper.
Mikey?
Joe said it all right there. That says it all. So can't top that. Have a happy and healthy day.
Well, we appreciate all the support, not only for Nutritional Frontiers, but World of Wellness. We continue to make your world and our world healthy. Come on down. We are here all week. Open house. Do you need to be a patient, Joe?
No, you don't need to be anything but alive.
That's
Come on
it.
down.
So come on down, 2419 Baldwick Road. We got all the food here. We got all the people here, smoothies here, workshops, literature, you name it, we got it. If you want to buy anything,
Deep discounts.
that's what we like
Across
to
the
hear,
board.
Joe.
Deep
So
discounts.
thanks so much, folks. Let's have a great day and a great week. And